welcome to India Post Live, India's first live conversation web television. Well, this is one platform where all of you can participate and take part with us as we have our conversations. You can leave your audio comments, your video comments, and your posts on the topics that are discussed in these conversations, and of course your tweets at the rate India Post Live and hashtag India Post Live. We will be only too happy to interact with you as we discuss various issues. Well, so do you remember what your life was like before Facebook? Do you remember what you did when you had those few minutes of spare time at work or while doing your notes in college? Well, of course, if you don't have a Facebook account today, you're not really in, you don't fit into society. Granted, Facebook has a lot of positive effects. You've reconnected with your old schoolmates, you can talk about issues, you can share content. But have you ever thought that using this social networking platform can have negative effects as well? Take a look.
Facebook, gotta check my Facebook.
Can you imagine a day without logging into Facebook and expecting a few notifications? The moment you get clicked and it turns out well, isn't the first thing that comes to your mind is to share it on Facebook? Doesn't a friend updating a special status for you and tagging you make you feel elated? Doesn't your best friend uploading a picture with another annoy you? Well, yes, Facebook does evoke oodles of emotions. So much so that your emotions become slaves to Facebook news feeds. A recent study published in the journal called Social Networking depicts that Facebook encourages narcissism in people. But doesn't Facebook kindle a range of emotions in you? Happy, sad, and sometimes even depressed? Alright, so are we becoming slaves of Facebook, and are these, constantly using this site, is it leading to some kind of a depression, and could it be also leading towards a mental health disorder? These are all issues we're going to talk about with our guests, and I'm very happy to say that I have Dominique Karunesudas, who is a cyber security expert. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. And again, I'm very happy to say that Dr. Ripan Sippy joins us. He is a psychologist and he's going to be talking to us about, he has some very interesting cases about what Facebook users have gone through in their lives. We are going to hear all those stories from them. And we have some young people joining us online. We have Arsh. Arsh, can you hear me? Arsh yes, Sharma. Hi, welcome to the conversation, Arsh. Arsh, you're a school student, right?
Yes, I am.
Which class are you in?
Yeah. Class 10.
Class 10?
Yeah.
And how many hours a day are you on Facebook?
Like 1 to 1.5 hours max.
Okay, 2.5 hours of the day he's on Facebook, max, all right. And we also have Sasha with us. Sasha, welcome to the conversation. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Hi, Sasha. Tell me, what are you doing, Sasha?
Nothing as of now.
Okay, what I meant is, are you studying? Are you in school, college?
Yeah. I'm in school. I'm in 10th standard.
Okay, so two young adults there, or not yet adults, no? They're 15, okay. And okay, Sasha, how many hours a day are you on Facebook?
An hour, that's it.
That's it? Great.
Yeah.
All right. So we might have some sane voices there, but let me first start with you, Dr. Sippy. Are we becoming slaves of Facebook? What kind of an impact do you see this site? It's been a huge boom. I mean, we were just talking about the effect of Orkut and the scraps we had, but the Facebook has become a phenomenon.
See, Facebook, as any other thing, has both its positives as well as negatives. The positives are you are able to connect to people you would not have without Facebook. So there is a huge positive in that, and you like sharing your things with people, your happiness, your joys, even your sadness at times, because you never know, something from a comment from a friend might cheer you up.
Right.
As far as the negatives are concerned, there are many negatives. You have to first of all understand the first negative which comes is that your social interaction decreases, your social skills, they become impaired, like you don't interact much with other people face to face, you don't meet your friends that often, you most often meet them on Facebook itself.
Right.
Your work life gets affected. If you are a child, then your school studies gets affected. If you are an adult, your work performance at your office gets affected, as well as the personal life also gets affected. People don't talk to each other. The spouses, they hardly talk to each other because they're most of the time on the Facebook or they're watching the television. So the personal life, your personal life means your family life, spending even time with the kids, your occupational life, as well as your social life. These three areas we consider as, if they are significantly impaired, then there is definitely a problem. As these two kids very rightly said, ki they watch the Facebook around 1 to 1.5 hours. We categorize it as a problem if the problem, the daily use is more than 4.5 hours a day.
Okay.
It's roughly around 4.5 to 8 hours a day, or 30 hours per week. If this,
That's when it's a problem.
Yes, this criteria, if it is met, and certain other diagnostic criteria are also there. If these criteria are met and you are constantly preoccupied with the thoughts of using Facebook, if the Facebook is not there, you become frantic.
This whole thing, Dominic, of with this lingo that I came across, FOMO, the fear of missing out. Like, what's happening in this life? What happened? What did I miss? This constant updating phenomenon. What are your thoughts on that? What do you see happening?
So, technology offers a lot of flexibility to human lives. The basic objective of technology is to make human life comfortable.
Yes.
But like he rightly mentioned, there are two sides to the same phenomenon, right? We see a lot of youngsters, if I may say, the youngsters born post 1990, right? They have this typical fascination with Facebook, not more so with the Twitters or the LinkedIns of the world, but typically Facebook. Earlier you saw the trend on Orkut. Over a period of time,
Yes.
Orkut has officially now died on by first week of September, and then it's a Facebook generation now.
Yes.
And according to Facebook's official statistics, the number one Facebook user nation is US, second is Indonesia, and third is India. And their statistics stays officially that in the next 2 to 3 years, India will be number one.
Yeah.
And the gap between number 2 and number 3 will be way far. We'll be like surpassing everybody else.
It's more prevalent in the Asian countries. And it's said, according to studies, that roughly around 10% of the general population are severely addicted to using the internet. There is a specific mental health disorder which has come out in DSM-5. DSM-5 is a kind of a referral guide which we all use for diagnostic purposes. So they have said around 10% of the population is affected by this internet use disorder. It's called as internet use disorder or internet addiction. And especially children from 12 years to 20 years are more prone to it. And
so India has obviously started recognizing internet addiction. We were just, the hospital near Nimhans in Bangalore and all of that. Internet de-addiction, of course, is a mental health disorder. But Facebook addiction and what Facebook is doing, it is also, some studies have said that the more you use Facebook, the lonelier you are, actually. Let me bring in Aditya Wadhwani, who has also joined us from Delhi through Google Hangout. Aditya, welcome to the conversation.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, Aditya. Aditya,
it's an interesting point. It's an interesting point you were making, actually. It's very ironic that we've got so much more connected and so much more spread apart at the very same time.
Yes.
We have access to hundreds and thousands of friends all on one page, but yet, how much do we really end up meeting them because
Absolutely.
you can just send them a message, you can just send them a thing.
Right. Aditya, this question that I just raised before we connected with you was that, studies have shown that the more you use Facebook, the lonelier you actually are. I'm sure Dr. Sippy will have some case studies for us, but what are your thoughts on that?
The lonelier, it makes sense, especially because it's looking at Facebook. It's all people posting what they're doing in their lives and how happy they are. Now, someone who's actually lonely or struggling, they're now then becoming exposed to everyone's happy lives 24/7 on every device that they look at, which can be in itself slightly depressing if life's not really going away at the moment.
Right. So the whole sense of insecurity comes in as well, right? And also this whole issue. Let me go back to Dr. Sippy now. It has also been said that suppose you and I are friends on Facebook and we haven't met, I will be more anxious psychologically when we finally come face to face.
Because you will be anxious whether you will be able to meet my expectations.
Right.
Because I have a particular set of prejudged, notion about you. So
Right.
you feel anxious whether I'll be able to meet that, and the other person will be pleased regarding that. Or if you will not be able to meet, definitely you will feel let down by that. In yourself, you will feel insecure. So the whole loneliness aspect comes because we seek social approval. See, how the society views us is how we actually view ourselves. If the society approves us, we feel good about ourselves. So the whole loneliness spectrum starts because we are getting those likes. We want the comments from our posts. So if the people like us, we tend to like our own selves. So ultimately this whole self-feeding phenomena is what Facebook is doing. So if they don't do it, you feel lonely and you feel sad.
So that is also, that's related to low self-esteem.
Yes.
I mean, if you need likes to be able to judge yourself and like yourself, I think that's a tragedy.
It's a matter of addiction actually.
Huh.
And now with internet on your mobile devices,
Right.
you have Facebook on mobile, and every 5-10 minutes, earlier we used to check emails. Now apart from emails, we check up if what are the updates from my friends and people I know around, and I would post. I mean, some of the weirdest thing that you observe is you're eating something, you take a snap and you say, I'm eating this.
Very true.
Yeah.
I'm drinking water or Coke, and you take a snap of that and so I'm drinking this flavored Coke.
let me bring in Arsh. Arsh, do you do that? Do you take these selfies of doing you doing different things just to get likes, to be liked?
You know, to be honest, the last picture that I ever posted on Facebook was back in 2012. Never posted a picture after that.
Okay.
Exception.
Yeah, you seem to be an exception. But okay, what do you do in those 2.5 hours max that you're on Facebook? What do you do?
I basically look at what other people are posting.
Exactly.
It's actually a good way to, get to know what other people are doing.
You get to know
See,
what other
because-
people are doing. Okay.
Yeah.
And are you also, so to speak, a content creator? Like all of us are in our own way, journalists in our own right, because we are giving our opinion on world issues. We are giving our opinion on the Gaza killings. We are giving our opinion on the Malaysian Airlines that was gunned down, shot down. So are you also creating that? Are you also being a young journalist?
No, not really. To be honest, I just look at what other people are posting.
You
That's
just,
all what Facebook is about.
okay.
For me at least.
To you, that is what Facebook is about. Sasha, let me ask you that question now. What do you do in that 1 hour that you Facebook? What do you do?
I basically scroll through my newsfeed, seeing what other people are doing, and then following pages. Like there are celebrities on Facebook as well. Like they have pages, so I follow them, seeing what they are doing as well. So, yeah.
Okay, now Arsh posted his last DP in 2012. When was the last time you posted yours, Sasha?
2 or 3 months back.
Okay, and how often do you change it? Are you going to change it soon?
No, I don't change profile pictures as
Okay,
often.
so clearly, Dr. Sippy, would you agree that both of them, Arsh and Sasha, do not have any issues of
No,
self-esteem?
they don't have. they are actually very normal in whatever they are doing.
Huh.
See, it becomes a problem, as I previously said.
Yeah.
If your duration
Yeah.
with the Facebook use is too much, if you're not socializing, you're watching your Facebook over your phone or your laptop, and you're not looking at the person sitting across to you, your socialization gets impaired. You're not working, you are not focusing on your job at hand, you are going through the Facebook. So if the impairments are significant enough, that is when we put it as a problem. But in these two cases with both these kids, they don't seem to have any problem at all.
The whole issue of Facebook narcissism, Aditya, let me come back to you. There is a research that says that this constantly changing your selfies and constantly waiting for people to like it, not only is it low self-esteem, but also it exhibits a very weird, strange kind of behavior where it is kind of exhibitionism. You want to exhibit your life, what you're doing, and you're just craving for that kind of a liking from society.
Absolutely, and then at the same time not connecting with anyone at all. In fact, there's a young lad who actually committed suicide because he couldn't take the perfect selfie. Can you imagine that that's the state that we've got to? He committed suicide because he couldn't get the right selfie
Right.
to put online.
Right.
In terms of vanity, everyone is a little bit vain. So it's all right to show what they're up to and what they're doing and how they're looking these days.
Yes.
But, agreeing with the
Okay.
What you were saying about sitting across the table and interacting with each other. Same thing.
Okay, Aditya, we are having a slight problem in the audio. We'll just try and connect with you. We'll just try and connect with you. Dr. Sippy, you were giving us some stories. You were telling me stories just before we started the conversation of how marriages have broken up. Of course, Aditya spoke about a suicide, which is and there have been
Cyberbullying happens a lot, So Facebook is a very good medium for bullies. They tend to post such comments, or if somebody has posted something, they give something so negative that the other person gets hurt. So bullying takes place a lot through the social media. And as you were trying to, I just was telling you before this interview that many marriages have broken up because of Facebook. People, especially ladies, when they are totally free at home, they are not working, most of them, they get onto Facebook and they get in touch with few of their college mates, and then the old passion flares up again and they end up breaking their marriages. Same
How
for
can
men
passion
also.
flare up on Facebook? I mean, you don't you need to meet, spend time?
So that's the thing, right? The new generation connects well with social networking on the web, which is virtual. And FBI back in US has officially stated that Facebook is a platform that leads to divorce.
See, very true.
It's one of the press releases that they have come up with couple
I've seen
of months
3-4
back.
cases like this. I've seen 3-4 cases like this in which divorces have happened, especially because of Facebook, and 3-4 cases I've seen where severe marital discord has happened because of that. Because people are not talking to each other, they're not interacting, they're talking with some other person. Like a gentleman is talking to his past girlfriend or some other friend which his wife
It
is having a
offers
problem
a platform wherein you can connect with people whom you lost
I thought that
connections.
was a good thing.
Absolutely. So again,
But
so
again,
everything has
if a
two
person
sides.
has an objection to it, maybe you should stop doing that then.
Right.
And also it
whole-
offers an anonymity.
Yeah.
Right? Facebook, if you can delete some of the chats which you believe is deleted,
Yeah.
but it's lying in some part of the server, right? But it offers you an anonymity that I can talk with this person and communicate and then rake up some of the issues which I had in the past, and it leads to something that probably even you wouldn't have thought of when you started off.
The whole thing is of control. You should be able to control and handle and manage your emotions.
Arsh, do you have any friends of yours who you think, after listening to the conversation, might need to visit Dr. Sippy for a consultation?
I know several of them, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Many people.
Okay, so tell us exactly what symptoms they exhibit. So Dr. Sippy, a little bit, on this conversation, can tell us how he kind of counsels them, counsels such people. What are your experiences, Arsh?
Okay, so they post pictures. So they change their DPs twice a day, 2 times in a day, and sometimes there are really nasty comments on pictures.
Very true.
I mean, like really nasty.
Okay.
And that happens pretty often. I mean that many people actually go into depression because of that.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely,
that,
yes.
that happens pretty often.
Yes, especially
And-
very impressionable young kids, their age or maybe
Yeah.
even younger. Because
There are 1 or 2 of my friends who
Huh.
didn't have food for two days straight because they had really bad comments on their DPs.
all right.
Because
That's happened. 2 or 3 friends.
the whole thing is, when you are young, you don't know how to handle these conflicts because it's a young mind.
Right.
It is still not mature.
Impressionable age,
Yeah,
so
and
you
you
can't,
don't know
huh.
how to handle such negative comments which are coming from somewhere, and that person is also able to post such an intense negative comment because he is not visible to you. If he is face to face, he will not have the guts to say such an unpleasant thing to you face to face. But because he is anonymous,
What
he's
Dominic
sitting-
was talking about, the
Yeah.
anonymity
They
of a virtual
they get
world.
more courageous because
Yeah,
of
I'll
that.
give you an example. There was this friend of mine, and she became friends with someone. She's into modeling. Got into friends with somebody because she believed that this person is a director
Okay.
in some agency, but actually it was a fake profile. people create a lot of fake profiles.
Right.
And then it so happens that she made certain statements which the guy didn't like. So he started posting a lot of fake images, naked pictures all over the web.
That's a crime. That's a
Video.
cyber crime,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
But the girl is scared of speaking about this to her parents or go to the respective police department because she's scared that my image
Right.
will go bad. So, and at a young age, a lot of girls are really scared of going public with this.
Let's see what people have to say. We'll get back to you, Dr. Sippy. Let's get back to what people have to say on what Facebook means to them. And as Arsh said, there are people who change their DPs twice a day. We spoke to some people, on the streets, general people, and they told us about what their approach to Facebook is. Take a look.
How often do you change your Facebook DP?
Once in 2 months.
I just open Facebook to update my DP.
In a month. I change my DP twice in a year.
Take my Facebook pic once in a 2 or 3 months. I change my DP, I can say once in a month, not more than.
What Facebook means to you in one word?
Socializing, parties and all.
Time pass. Nothing. Time pass. Same time pass.
It's time pass for me. Facebook is a connector. I have met my old friends, the college one, the school one, and I can really be in contact with them. I've met many of my relatives who live very far away from here.
All right, so the distinction, the thin line between time pass and addiction, I think that is what we are addressing here, aren't we? You were saying something, Dr. Sippy, when I played
Actually, I was trying to comment on that point which he just now raised. People at times, change their profile picture twice a day. It's again because it's attention-seeking behavior.
Yes.
Our behavior here is to get attention from others, and not only attention, it's a good attention. See, I'm doing something good, so praise me for that. So if the more social approval I get, the
You
more
have to praise me or else.
Yeah.
Huh?
With regards to this
This
time pass,
otherwise you feel low.
grandiose exhibitionism or narcissism that Facebook is really bringing about.
Because our own liking of our own selves is linked to how the society views us. If the society views us as a good person, we view ourselves as a good person. If they feel we are a beautiful person, then we feel for ourselves that we are beautiful. So this social approval is linked to self-approval. If they don't approve us, then our self-esteem goes down. We can even slip into depression. And as he said, for 2 days a kid didn't have his food because he was not able to handle that such depressive state of affair.
So Sasha, very quickly, your last comments, Sasha, about your friends, your experiences where your friends are like some of Arsh's friends. We are planning to send them to Dr. Sippy for consultation.
I do have like so many friends, which not even twice, like about 4 to 5 times a day, they change their pictures, and it's, in fact, I've recently had a conversation with my friend that why she does that. She said that I just found it as a good picture. So in fact, we had a discussion too, like with my friends. So we came to a conclusion that people try so hard to please other people, but then just don't, keep themselves happy, like please themselves, like just live a happy life.
Please yourself and live a happy life. That's Sasha's message for all her friends who are Facebook addicts and unhealthy Facebook addicts, as we all put it. All right, Arsh, final comments from you before we take our words of advice from our experts here.
People actually ask me to like their DPs. I get messages 7 to 8 times a day. That happens very often.
Weird.
Yeah, that's weird, right, Sasha? You can't be forced to.
Even I do.
Okay. Yeah, Arsh, go on.
That's crazy weird. It's surprising at so many levels what people do to get likes on Facebook.
Yeah, like on Instagram, there are people who pay so many people to follow them so that they get 1K followers and then they're famous. So they spend a lot of money on that.
Right.
People actually give treats in our school because they got 100 likes on their DP. That happens almost every day.
Well, that is linked to your own feeling good about your own self.
You're feeling good about yourself. So Arsh, very quickly, last sentence from you. What do you do to feel good about yourself? Since you don't put up DPs, what do you do to feel good? Message to all your friends. Yeah.
I punch the punching bag. That's all I do. That's all I need to.
Okay, that's another level of, is that another level of mental health disorder there, Arsh? Dr. Sippy will be able to answer that. All right, Arsh and Sasha, thank you so much for joining the conversation, and thank you for proving that yes, there are still very normal school children who are out there and who don't Facebook more than an hour and a half a day. Thank you so much, both of you. Okay, Dominic, let me get your final comments. You know, this entire, you have, of course, you're a cybersecurity expert. What kind of interesting things that you've got? I mean, we talked of the divorce, we talked of the suicide very quickly, and what can we do? What can our society do?
So, it's if you ask any kid to stop using Facebook or any online platform, that's impossible.
No, you can't ask me to stop. I won't
because
stop.
you're addicted, and you have a lot of people on this platform with whom you need to communicate or keep in touch. But what makes sense is before posting, just pause and think: is it really relevant? Why am I doing it? Right? Just like you cross the road and you look left, right, it's better to pause for 2 seconds and think, should I do this? Right? And then post it. And ensure that all the privacy settings and all the security settings on
Right.
Facebook
Custom
is right and
setting
up,
and all.
and then go ahead with it.
The custom settings, right? Because I can tell you personally, this is a personal comment, that I have watched many of my classmates who I connected with and who are in other cities and other countries. I watch their lives, their children growing up through Facebook, and I don't think that's such a bad thing.
That's
I know
healthy.
what's going on in their lives. I know
But
they
if
know
you
what's
are totally engrossed in it and you are watching it for, let us say, 5 to 6 hours a day, then that becomes a
So
problem.
statistics prove that Facebook is used most when? Early morning before going to office.
Okay, then I'm normal.
So a
Or
lot
maybe
of
I'm
people-
abnormal. I don't use Facebook early morning
A lot
when
of
I'm going to
people,
office. Yeah.
before going to office, they prefer to log on to Facebook, check what's happening, and then leave.
All right.
Even
And those who have Facebook anyway on the phone, they're least bothered.
I watch the news.
few of my friends,
So does that make me normal or abnormal? I want an answer now.
few of my friends even
Yeah.
have posted, you know, they have made Facebook accounts of their infants even. Just
Yes.
born 2 days, you know, it's a fad thing nowadays.
And the addiction
People
is
take
so
pride
well
in it.
that even if you delete it,
Yeah.
you still go back to check that what's happening, and then the deletion is like nullified.
Right, okay.
Right? Because the Facebook rule, if I'm right, says for 2 weeks you should not come online. Right? And to keep your impulses under control for 2 weeks, 14 days it's quite
Too
tough.
much.
Yeah.
It's all a matter of control, as I said.
And Facebook knows
you have
that,
to
actually.
know how to handle it and control it. Keep it within a healthy limit. It's not at all bad. It's a good thing.
All right. So we'll have to wrap up the conversation here, but thank you so much. I would like to thank Arsh and Sasha for those lovely insights they gave us on them, their own lives and their friends' lives. Of course, we need to talk about the punching bag issue of Arsh. We'll do that after the show. The conversation goes on in India Post Live. Please send us your tweets, your audio and video comments on your experience with Facebook, your friends' experience with Facebook, and from what you heard from Dominic and Dr. Sippy, do you think you are heading towards an unhealthy addiction for Facebook? And if you are, then you must control that right now. Thanks so much. I would like to thank Dominic, Dr. Sippy. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. The conversation continues on IndiaPostLive.com.